Alright, let's do this. Western Roman Empire, legendary difficulty. We're going to go for the divine triumph victory without abandoning any territory, fighting out every battle, and winning every battle. Alright, so let's get started. Just gonna go ahead and apologize ahead of time. I don't have a fancy mic, so if the audio sucks, buy me a new microphone. Is all I can say. Alright, we're just gonna skip this.
The air was filled. It was the will of the late Emperor Theodosius that Rome be divided.
Alright. So, first things first. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and we are going to delete, or dismantle, I guess I should say, all of the Latin Christian buildings. Because we don't need them. We don't want them. We're going to try to convert to Greco-Roman paganism. I think that the buffs that we get from Greco-Roman paganism are a lot better than Latin Christianity, and it also boils down to money. Latin Christianity buildings cost a lot of money for upkeep. Look at this. Maintenance cost 600. It only gives a public order bonus of +4. It's really not worth it. Whereas the Greco-Roman paganism buildings, they cost some food, but they give a decent public order bonus, and they actually make you money, which is something that we're going to desperately need come the mid and late game. We're going to need as much money as we can possibly get, because in mid and late game, everybody's going to hate us, so we're probably not going to have any trade agreements. And we're going to need all of our armies. Not only are we going to need all of our armies, but we're going to need full stacked armies, and that is very expensive, especially in the mid to late game once we have upgraded units. So we're just going to go ahead and dismantle all of these Latin churches. Also in here, we can go ahead and dismantle this supply storage. The reason being, we're not going to recruit anybody out of here. At least I'm not. So I'm also going to delete the rally field. We don't need it. This fountain, we can also get rid of it, because what we're going to end up doing is we're just going to build the sewer system, whatever it is. It's going to give us sanitation in the actual the city here. So we don't need this, but what we will need is we will need things like farms and what have you. So this is good right here. This garrison encampment, we're going to keep this. This is also good. This tier 2 settlement, The reason being is this provides a pretty decent garrison. Um, and for this campaign, we are going to rely heavily on our garrisons, probably more so than we do our actual armies, because there's a couple key choke points that all of our enemies are going to attack from. They're going to attack in this direction, attacking here, so this needs to be heavily fortified. They're also going to be attacking this Colonia Agrippina. Sorry if I butcher these names. Deal with it. So we're going to want to make sure that we build a garrison or a guardhouse here and upgrade this. But before I get too far along with all that stuff, we're going to go through first things first. Dismantle all of the stuff that we don't want. And this is going to give us a lot of money next turn, which is pretty good. For now, I'm going to leave this here. I normally do. You could probably get rid of it, but guardhouses, I like guardhouses. We are also going to get rid of this rally field. We don't need it here. This is what we're going to be building. The reservoir, and then if need be, we'll upgrade to the aqueducts and all of our settlements. So go through, delete all this stuff. Once we get some money, we're actually going to convert this to the theater. As you can see, it's food consumption minus 50, but it gives us a plus 10 public order bonus, as well as 1,000 gold florins, whatever. What is this? Whatever the money is in Attila. It's going to give us 1,000 per turn, and then we're actually going to end up potentially upgrading it to the Great Theater, which look, 13 public order and 1650 from culture. So the Greco-Roman paganism buildings, like I said, it just gives you a lot more bonuses, and bonuses that you actually want. So I'm gonna get rid of all these. Yeah, I apologize if there's a lot of noise in the background. My dogs are playing with each other in the living room, so. We can get rid of this as well, because we're not going to be recruiting anybody from this province. Normally, there's only one province that I actually recruit people out of, at least initially, and that's going to be over here. So just a quick note on this area. We're essentially going to turn this place into a fortress. It's negative 20 food right now. Here pretty soon, within the next maybe less than 20 turns for sure, we're probably just going to go ahead and exempt this province from taxes. The reason being is we are going to upgrade all of these settlement buildings, this city building, as far as it will go. We're going to have upgraded guardhouses, and just have like massive garrisons. So once we have like walled cities, the reason being is each one of these settlements we'll be able to withstand any assault from any horde faction, including the Huns. Each garrison by itself could pretty easily take on 3 or 4 stacks of Huns. In my experience, they tend to attack right here, which unfortunately you cannot build garrisons in the provincial capitals. So we are going to need a dedicated army eventually here, just to garrison this. But that's going to be further down the line. You know, it's turn 1. The Huns probably aren't going to start bothering us. I don't know, for at least, I would say, 50 turns or so. So we're gonna go ahead and delete this right now. We're probably gonna end up building it later on, but what we're gonna build in these 2 provinces, we're actually gonna delete this as well, because like I said, we don't need it. This is gonna be exempted from taxes, which means it's not gonna contribute any food to our faction-wide food pool. So we're just going to go ahead and delete that. That way we don't have to spend the population surplus to develop this land, and we're going to do that later on. And we're just going to build a guardhouse here. We're going to build a guardhouse here, and we're actually going to build a rally field here and here. And the idea is that this one is going to be either infantry, skirmisher, or cavalry. Probably we're going to leave this infantry. It's the direction we're going to go for here, just because, like I said, this settlement isn't going to get a very big garrison. It's only going to be a couple of units, just because, like I said, we can't build guardhouses here. And the infantry barracks, or the infantry compound, actually gives us these 2 Herculani Signores. So the more units we can have as a garrison here to help augment the army that we're going to have there, the better. But for now, we're going to leave this here for now, because this is giving us 750 gold per turn. So until we get to the point where we're going to exempt this area from taxes, we're going to leave that be. And as soon as we get to the point where we're going to exempt this province from taxes, we're going to go ahead and switch this over to the auditorium. That way we can upgrade that Roman paganism. This area we can go ahead, probably just delete this rally field as well, and then the next turn we're going to get guardhouses. The idea is all of this right here to include up here this, for now, and for now this, we're essentially going to turn into a fortress. Just upgrading the guardhouses, getting as big a garrison as possible. We might do it down here. It all depends on what we can do as far as diplomacy with these guys. Hopefully we can get some trade agreements and non-aggression pacts, and then, you know, build up their opinion of us to later on down the road get maybe even a defensive alliance. Because the whole thing here is eventually everybody's going to hate us. So the goal isn't necessarily to try to make people like us, but the longer we can get them to like us before they hate us, the better off we're going to be. That just gives us more time to prepare, and that's really the name of the game. Is we're just trying to hold out as long as we can, prepare. We're going to play very defensively, really secure our position, since we're not abandoning any territory, we're not like retreating back to the Italian peninsula. We're not, retreating back to the Iberian Peninsula. We're going to hold on to absolutely everything, um, which it's going to be rough, uh, but I'm going to show you guys and gals how, at least how I do it. Just going through, double checking. We can get rid of this. Making sure we've deleted everything that we need to delete. This is good here for now. Later on, we're probably going to move it over here, just to be able to open this up for food, because we are going to want to keep taxing this province, just because we're going to end up going with the goldsmith. We just have to get the gems first. We can delete this as well, the rally field. Up here, we are going to have to take these guys out eventually. It's entirely dependent on them when that happens, if they become a threat, and we'll take them out sooner rather than later. But if we don't have to deal with them right now, then we're not. We're not going to deal with them right now. So let's see, 600. It's really not that much, and so we're going to delete this, and we're also going to delete this, because public order is going to become an issue for us, at least a little bit. We're going to have a lot of rebellions that we're going to deal with, but the idea is to put ourselves in a position where eventually our public order will stabilize. So if we can do that, then great. All right. Just double checking. Fishing. All right, that's good. So pretty much, you're always going to want to convert these to the fishing jetties, because in the mid to late game, food is going to be an issue, especially as the climate starts changing. So you're going to want to put yourself in the position to have a lot of food. With that being said, the food that I go for is the cattle farms. So once we get to a point where we're going to start converting everything to cattle farms, that's what we're going to do. And I'll use this as an example. Let me scroll down here. Let's see. So in Africa, this is probably like one of your richest provinces, if not your richest province as far as food is concerned. So the wheat fields, yes, they are going to give you more food, but as you can see here, it gives you only food plus 20 from agriculture. It gives you 90 additional food, which is 18 per local fertility level, but as you progress through the game, the fertility levels in all of your provinces are going to drop as the climate changes. And what you can do is, you can see here, food plus 20 from agriculture for the wheat fields. Then you look at the cattle herd, food plus 40 from animal husbandry. And then the sheep flock is only plus 30. So that 40 that you get from animal husbandry, it's gonna stay consistent. And then as we upgrade this, and we get the cattle farm, that's 70. Whereas the wheat field is only, or the wheat mills is only 40. So that's 30 more food per cattle farm that you're gonna get, as opposed to the wheat mills, because like I said, And as the game progresses, the fertility levels are going to drop. So if you have a bunch of wheat mills, you're going to screw yourself over. So don't even bother with those. Plus, you get a lot more money from the cattle farms. Like you get 80 from agriculture. Um, the cattle farms, you get 500. So, like I said, the two biggest things that we're going to struggle with late game, food and money, and this is the most bang for your buck. So that's the direction we're going to go. Alright, so now we have all of those taken care of. The next thing we're going to do, take a look at our provinces. Find out which ones are the richest. And then those are the provinces we're going to put governors in. So Narbonensis, Gallica, Africa, Aquintia, I don't know. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce these names. So, alright. So, we got first one. I always like putting my family members as governors because they're going to increase in level, they're going to gain influence, you don't have to really worry about them dying. And it's better for us from a control standpoint that all the family members, you know, are in that position. Let's see, what is this dude? Defender. Administrator. Alright, tax rate. So we're going to want to throw this guy probably here. And Galacia. Because that's where the gold mine is. Or one of two of our gold mines. Cultural buildings. Fearless warrior. Alright, we'll put him in Africa. Alright. So we got all of our governors sorted out. The next thing we do is our edicts. I always go with bread and circuses because it's plus 20 food and plus 4 public order. So that seems like a pretty good idea to me. Alright, is that everybody? Nope, missed one. Alright, next thing. Technology. So we're going to want to get to this pretty quickly. We can get to this in 11 turns. Actually, this is what we're going to want to get to. 45, 23 turns. Probably not going to want to sprint to this right away. We're going to go this route first. We're going to do this first because we want that skirmisher barracks, because that's when we the skirmisher barracks is when we get the crossbows, and we're definitely going to want them because their armor piercing damage is insane. Alright, so that's done and over with. Next thing, diplomacy. And you're going to want to do this rather regularly. You don't necessarily have to do it every single turn. But we're going to try to get whatever trade agreements we can. Alright, high. So, alright, can't really do that. But we can get a non-aggression pact. And let's see if we can get some money out of them. High. moderate. Alright, so if we can get a non-aggression pact, trade agreement, get the gemstones to be able to upgrade our gold mines, and call that a win. Alright, now these guys.
Before you say anything, know that
Ooh.
I have an amulet against the evil eye. Dark sorcery will gain you
No.
knowledge.
Oh. Before I forget.
I greet you as
Another
British,
thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to see if you can get anybody to join war against anybody that you're at war with. Because if you're both at war with the same faction, then that gives you a boost to diplomacy. It also has the additional benefit of the more factions that are fighting your enemies, odds are the less your enemies will actually be fighting you. So that's going to be important.
Now speak as you will, and try to be
These guys might end up attacking us, so we might have to deal with these guys sooner rather than later. We already have a trade agreement with these guys.
Now speak as you will, and try to be interesting.
So with this, it's all kind of luck of the draw. Some campaigns
Welcome. Speak.
you're going to be able to
Don't waste time. Better spend it hunting.
get some trade agreements and non-aggression pacts. Other times
My time
they're
is
not
well
going to want
spent
anything to
feasting
do
and
with you.
hunting than listening. So be quick.
So we'll just do this the easy
Be
way.
welcome. Let us talk and then enjoy good Roman wine when we have agreement.
So a lot of people say to get rid of the military alliance with them because they're just going to drag you into a bunch of wars. So
Be welcome. Let us talk and then enjoy good Roman wine when we have agreement.
let's see. Friendly. I'm actually gonna leave this be for now. The reason being is the last couple campaigns that I did. It's the Western Roman Empire. I left the military alliance intact. Because at least in the short term, they might be able to help us out. So we're just going to leave that be for now. More than likely, we will either end it or they will end it later on.
Welcome. Come, sit. Enjoy the pleasures of my home, and let us find them.
Alright, Franks A lot of
We're
times
glad to
these
listen to
these
your
guys are
orders,
gonna
but do look
be able to
right
help
in
you out a
the
lot.
eyes. The spirits know truth.
Because look, they hate the Saxons, they hate the Jutes. So let's see if we can get them to declare war on both of them. Maybe even all three of these. Ooh, look at this. Moderate. Ostrogoths. Moderate. Will they take it? No. But will they take it if we give them some gold? Also no. Alright. Let's see. How much gold are we willing to give them? 1,300's a little steep. See if they'll do it for 1,000. Alright, we're just gonna go up incrementally, because if we can pay them, as long as it's not 1,500 or more, I mean, that's 4 factions that these guys are gonna go to war with us on. 2 of them are over here. Ostrogoths are over there, but sometimes when the AI factions are at war with each other, they do some stupid things, and the Ostrogoths might very well just come up from down here and go straight for the Franks and just completely bypass us, which will definitely help us out. If they won't do it for 1,500, then there we go. All right.
My time is better spent feasting and hunting than listening. So be quick with your chattering.
Now I know this is super tedious, but it's all about setting yourself up,
In my Lord's name, be well.
setting yourself up.
And may the blessings of the
The
gods
sooner that you set
bring
yourself
you
up for
the
success, the
profit
better.
of the day.
I mean, this is going to be an incredibly difficult campaign. So every little thing that we can do to help us out, you know, that's just better for us. If you can buy yourself some time by letting the AI fight each other, great. There we go. The other cool thing about trade agreements is, these dudes hate us, but now our relations are improving. And the Geats, I mean, they're more than likely going to attack us later on down the road. But if you have a trade agreement with them, or you had like some sort of successful diplomacy with the faction, in my experience, they're probably not going to attack you for a couple turns. So we shouldn't have to worry about these guys for, I would say, the next 5 to 10 turns.
Gods of the afterlife,
And you don't really have to start worrying until they start canceling things like non-aggression pacts, trade agreements. Once they start doing that, then you know it's going downhill, and you have to prepare for them to attack you. The Alamans, these guys are kind of tricky. We really, at least initially, want them to like us. They're at war with the Vandals, which is good for us because, in my experience, the Vandals will just completely bypass us and attack them. But the reason we don't want to piss these guys off too much is because they're they have that defensive alliance, or the military alliance with the Subians. So if they declare war on us, these guys are going to declare war on us, and they're already in our back line, and that's something that we're going to have to deal with sooner rather than later. So we got to watch out for those dudes.
I am sure you have many pleasantries for me, but please don't bother talking. Do not attempt to sweeten truth with honey. Speak plainly, and I will deal honestly. Flatter, and you fail.
In my experience, these guys, they really don't do anything. They're a tributary state of the Huns, but they're an incredibly weak faction. They might have one, maybe two stacks, but they're going to be dealing with the Eastern Roman Empire, so we shouldn't have to deal with that.
Be welcome, I suppose. I am here, then. Speak your words, and be sure that I find profit in them.
So we really want the Garmatians to at least be friendly with us, because we really don't want to be dealing with Africa right now. The fewer fronts that we have enemies on, the better.
Against the evil eye. Dark sorcery will gain you naught.
So these guys, they're really not going to be an issue for us until the late game, and then they have like a bazillion puppet states, but all their puppet states are fairly weak. So by then we'll have some pretty insane armies and navies.
Be welcome, I suppose.
So they're going to be tough,
Now speak
but
as you will, and try to be
it's not going to be impossible as long as we're methodical. That's how we're going to have to deal with them in the late game. We have to be very methodical about it, being very careful not to overextend ourselves, because one of the things you have to keep in mind with this campaign is we cannot lose a single battle. It doesn't matter. Like, if they can sneak one army past our defensive lines and get into our back line and attack like some teeny tiny, settlement that only has 4 units in their garrison and they have like 2 stacks, we're screwed. It's very frustrating. It happens a lot, so you have to be very careful. Very careful. Nope, that's not what I want to do. We're not going to mess with them too much because they are going to declare war on us. So we just have to keep an eye on them.
Gods of the afterlife, spare my arse.
Ooh.
Well, why do you trouble my digestion
All right.
today?
Nope.
We need the glory of battle. Let us stand with you against these darkling foes.
Alright, well. I'll take Jutes over everything. They already said they'll do it for 400, so we'll just give them the 400. We'll see if they'll do it for 3. Nope.
Gods of the afterlife, spare my arse. Well, why do you trouble my digestion today?
They're not going to help us out with anything.
Do not waste words. My people are worthy of better.
And I know this is very tedious, but
Speak plainly, and
like I
will
said,
deal honestly. Flatter,
you've got to do
and
it.
you fail. My time is better spent feasting and hunting than listening. So be quick with your chattering.
These guys, it's not super important if they help you out, because odds are the Huns are just going to wipe them out. But like I said, every little bit helps.
Welcome. Speak. Come on. Do not waste time better spent at hunting.
Do not waste words. My people are worthy of better.
Gods of the afterlife, spare my arse. You have the ear of my people. Come, come, let me hit. Gods of the afterlife, spare my arse. Well, why do you trouble my digestion today?
So hopefully the Visigoths just hang out the the Eastern Roman Empire and bother them and not us. Doesn't matter, because as soon as somebody declares war on us, they're not gonna help us out. But all right, so I got all that sorted out. Next thing is, all right. So up here, we are gonna want to build a guardhouse here for sure. Because all these guys over here, when they come to attack us, 95% of the time they're going to attack here. So the quicker we can build up that garrison, the better. This guy, we're going to move over here. We're probably going to end up building a guardhouse here at some point, but not right now because we only have 2,500 gold. But one of the things that we are going to do is we're going to get rid of them this turn. It's going to require a little bit of cheese. So if you're not about that life, I'm sorry. I mean, we're trying to get a divine triumph without losing any battles. If you expect me to do that without some cheese, then you're out of your freaking mind. So you definitely want the onager. We're gonna get rid of it like next turn or the end of this turn because it's a 1,000 upkeep, and we don't want to pay for that. But we do want these guys. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna hold off on that. We're gonna come back since we just spent 1,500. We gave it to what, the Franks? Sometimes you don't have to do that, but I would say it's 1,500 well spent. No, we don't need them. But they're only 473, and like I said, we have to win every single battle, so might as well. Alright. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to want to wait until it's dry conditions. Because we're going to need that onager, however you pronounce it. We're going to need it to set some stuff on fire, so primarily this watchtower right here. So move this onager. Right there. Turn off the fire at will. Everybody else can just chill back here for the time being. We'll go ahead and start the battle. Move these guys up to right there. we need this to get burnt down. Hopefully they don't use up all their ammunition trying to do it. Man, these guys are sucking. But literally their only job this battle is this watchtower. That's it. So as long as they can do it, then they've done their job. So we're going to attack up through this way, and we need this knocked out. There we go. I'll go ahead and tell them to stop, because its fire damage is 100%. Once it gets to 100% fire damage, then it's going to get destroyed. And now we can use whatever remaining ammunition to attack them. This is a pretty good spot. Just try to get some free kills. Actually, only got a couple shots left. We can move them up a little bit. The other thing we're gonna do, we're gonna move these guys up. We're gonna try to get their archers and their slingers to waste their ammunition on them. We're also going to move the pikes up just in case they get froggy and they want to send out their cavalry. The pikes will be there to protect them.
We'll kill them all! Take aim! Reload!
So we got 25 free kills out of them. It's pretty good. Move these guys up here. We'll get these guys ready to go. See what they're. Alright, so.
Battle ready and eager.
Go ahead and do these guys first. We're going to alternate between these two to try to maximize the precision shot, because it's plus 50% missile damage, and why wouldn't you want plus 50% missile damage? We're also going to turn off fire at will. Let's see what their armor is. 18. None of them have super high armor, so an argument could be made not to do the heavy shot, but the heavy shot has 10 bonus versus infantry, so that's what we're going to use. And this is nice that they're all grouped up right here. Because the more units we can hit per volley, the better. See if we can route these guys off. Now we're going to have them stop because their precision shot just ran out. Pull them back. Oh, their Germanic bows are coming up. So we're going to pull both of these guys back. We're actually going to pull these guys back too. And if these guys get wiped out, that sucks, but it's an acceptable loss if it means that their missile units use up all their ammo. We'll go ahead and try to speed this up. My computer's not that great, so it might not actually fast forward anything. But I think it does. And me believing it does is all that matters. Now we're just going to let them sit. Waste their ammo. It's nice whenever you get an opportunity to use micro terrain or use the terrain to your advantage. The better. As you can see, we're at the maximum. We're close. Well, shoot, I don't even see where they're. Are they even facing us? No, they're facing over here, but somehow they're shooting over here. But that's cool because, as you can see, a lot of their shots are missing. So that's what I'm saying. Whenever you can use terrain to your advantage, uh, the better. The better it is for you. That's that's one of the things this campaign is going to be all about. Is just trying to maximize on every single advantage you can possibly get. Because we're going to need every single one of them. Looks like they only have 6 more volleys to go. Morale's still pretty good. So that's good. We're not going to worry too much about these guys yet. The reason being is our missile units outrange them. So because everybody's bunched up right here, if we can take these guys, some of these guys out with our archers and our slingers, then that's just fewer javelins that they can throw. So even if their ammunition might be 4, if I'm not mistaken, that's 4 per model. So if we can take out a bunch of their models, then that's 4 javelins coming at us, or not coming at us, for each model that we're able to take out. All right, so 49, not bad, but not great. We'll see if we can move these guys into some better terrain. Maybe even... Oh, dang, down, he's shooting. Oop, that is not at all what we want. Oof, that was bad. Morale's not that great. Let's see if we can bring the general up. Keep their morale a little bit higher. Yeah, we probably should have left them back here. That's one of the things you got to worry about when trying to move these units around. Enemy really doesn't care about what's best for you. to the mobile testudo, just to give these guys a bit of a morale bonus with the general being nearby. Alright, it's not too bad. Wasted half their shots. Their morale's getting kind of low. It's at 13. Ooh. These guys might actually rout. Just have to survive 2 more volleys. Last volley. If they can hold on, they've done their job. Alright, that's it. I can't remember if they have like another group of archers over there or not. But so what we're going to want to do is we're not going to want to shoot head onto them. If at all possible, we want to shoot from the side. It when they come in at an angle, it reduces their missile block chance, because the projectiles aren't coming head on. So it's better for us. We just want to make sure that they stay out of range of these guys. Stop them. Move these guys up. Move these guys back. So it always amazes me how powerful slingers are in this game. Kind of running low on time, so we're not gonna worry too much about the precision shots. Once it's available again, we'll use them, but These guys are already up over 130 kills.
Deadly missiles ready.
Uh, 218 kills. Not too shabby.
We hunger for blood and battle. Run, curse you! Warriors, move out! Missile warriors!
Those guys can stay put. This is like the perfect formation for us, for them to be in.
All right. Loose.
They coming out.
Warriors, move out! Move it! Ready for battle? Fire! Now! Loose!
These guys we definitely want to try to take out. We might try to take them out with these guys because their armor piercing damage is pretty high. Yeah, 16. And our armor piercing damage sucks. 4. Yeah. I have another unit of archers. Pull them back. Pull these guys back.
They are trying to take out our general. Defend him.
If we can draw them out enough, you go ahead and take them out with our cavalry. I don't know if we're going to be able to catch them. Nope. Now they're just shooting up our cavalry. Ooh, that was bad.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
That was not good. They're shooting the general. Got decent armor. 55 missile block chance. It is what it is. Need to focus on taking out as much of their infantry as we can. Yeah, they're just unloading on our general and they haven't taken any damage.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
I'm gonna try to sacrifice these guys. No, not taking the bait.
The men are broken and are fleeing.
Should be all of their, except for these guys, all of their missile units. So let's get ready for the actual assault. Guys have already used up all their ammunition, so we'll try to bait these Germanic brigands to firing their last volley or so. Alright.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
Try to bait them into attacking us. There we go. Committed. These guys, try to get them on the flanks. Hopefully the cavalry charges straight into their pikes, which is really good for us. These guys out of there. The last thing we want is their javelins. be hitting our guys. And I did notice one of the things when I was playing my last campaign that you have to be worried about is friendly fire. Like your cohorts have no problem killing their allies. See if we can sneak around here. Alright, they're broken. Alright, let's see if we can keep up the momentum. Whenever there's a unit that's routing or that's wavering, you want to focus everything you have on that unit. Try to get them to break, because if you have a big blob of units and you can get one to break, then you can move your other units around and encircle that one unit. This guy right here is wavering. He's broken. We're going to push past. Try to route these guys off. Since this is a settlement battle, if you can just route off as many guys as you can, I mean, they're going to be dead next turn. Now, the only thing we have left is their general. So we're just going to break down this barricade. Keep our cav back here.
The enemy are losing their advantage.
Break down the barricade with our infantry. And then once they've engaged the enemy general, we're gonna loop around here with the cav and rear charge them. But we don't want to push them up too much because we don't want the watchtowers to kill them. This gets about 70. Alright, that's good enough. Nope, back here. That battle has definitely gone better in the past, but at the end of the day, it's still a victory. So. There used to be a glitch where you can just sack a settlement over and over and over and over again. And it raised your integrity. I don't know if that's...
At your command,
if they fixed that or not.
Commander.
46, let's see.
Besieging settlement.
46 now.
Let them cower like kennel dogs.
One more time, just to be sure. 46, nope. Alright, so we're just gonna raise it.
Siege to the settlement.
Alright. Dang, this guy is administrator. Might consider swapping him out. Make him a governor at some point. Alright, so fortunately we're 400 short of being able to build this guardhouse. Which that's not going to do us any good for another 2 turns. So what we're going to do... We're going to start moving him over here. We're going to move him over here. Because here and here, and to a lesser extent here, are where most of your early battles are going to be fought against enemy factions. We are going to have a lot of rebellions. That's just going to be something that we're just going to have to deal with later on. Let's see. Is there anything else? So for now, we're going to keep this army here. We're going to keep our armies in Africa pretty much where they are. And we'll be raising and disbanding armies like it's no tomorrow once we start dealing with revolts. I'm going to move him to there. Because at least with your cities they have walls. So, and then it's keep our fingers crossed that they don't do anything. And that nobody attacks here. They have a full garrison, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much turn 1. Let's see, minus 18. Income extern 4,000. That sucks. 10,000. So what we're going to end up doing here is we're actually going to give it a couple turns until our armies because what we could do now is we could go ahead and raise taxes, because eventually what we're going to do is we're going to max out the taxes, and it is going to cause a crap ton of rebellions. But garrisons, generally speaking, can deal with rebellions. But I would almost rather not do that until these guys are dealt with. But on the plus side is our public order is in the toilet. And it's going to be probably for the next 30 or so turns until we can build what is it? Until we can build the theaters, because that's going to give us plus 10. And the other thing that we're going to build, so there's 4 things that almost every single settlement, every single province needs to have in its capital. It needs to have a theater. It eventually we're going to need a food market, just because, like I said, late game food becomes an issue. And like the governor's house, governor's estate. I mean, look at this. 13 plus 13 public order. I mean, we're gonna need that. So we can go ahead and raise taxes now and make more money now. I mean, 6,000 gold per turn. Or we can wait. Or all the garrisons are full. We're just gonna go ahead and do it. We're just gonna jack up the taxes turn 1. The sooner we make more money and are able to build those buildings, the sooner we can lower taxes once public order has stabilized. So yeah, our first 20 to 30 turns are going to be the hardest. Alright. That's it. That's turn 1. We'll make it through, see what, if any, battles we have to fight. So that's why we moved this army here, is because these guys, if we hadn't moved them there, I can almost guarantee they would have attacked us. But because our army is right there, they're going to hold off, at least a couple turns. Maybe 3-5 turns before they attack us.
Honorable enemies
That
will
sucks.
be in war. I trust my
But
wise friend. Your people will fall into darkness and despair.
alright, what can you do? Alright, see, they refuse to join us.
I offer this in my Lord's
no.
name, for he is
Alright, we survived our first turn. So, it's going to be it for now. We've been going for a while now. So we'll pick this up later. Let's just take a look real quick before I turn this off. 15. That's going to be a tough fight if they come up next turn. What we're probably going to end up doing this turn is raising an army, hiring some mercenaries, hoping they attack, which this might be a blessing in disguise, because if they attack us, wipe out both of their armies trying to attack us, then we can come in and just take this, and then we'll have this entire province. But we're gonna deal with that later. So, all right, that's it for now.